As you've heard, GateKeeper is a system that will authenticate users using a password, biometrics, and physical location. So let's see what it looks like in action. Let's say a company has set up their door controllers with our system, and now they want their new employee, Jim Bob, to use it. First things first, we need to add Jim Bob to the system. For demo purposes, we can access our admin account creation portal here. However, this functionality is obviously not available on the official deployment version of the app. So in here, we'll provide Jim Bob's information. We'll say first name is Jim, last name Bob. We'll give the email jimbob3@gmail.com. We'll give them a password. And next we need to provide the longitude and latitude of the workplace's badge scanner. Now this is the longitude and latitude that will be compared with the phone's live location. So we'll give it a longitude of 84.5 and a latitude of 39.1. This is the location of UC as well as where the device is located in this example. Now when we click create, you'll notice we've been given a pop-up to tell us it was created successfully, and we can return to the login screen. Just quickly in the database here, you can go ahead and notice that we now have Jim Bob in the system and they're currently not authenticated. So the door is locked. You might also notice that we don't store passwords in here. This is handled by Firebase, which is Google's authentication platform. Anyways, Jim now has an account and the door he needs to access is locked. So now what? Well, it's very simple actually. Back in our application, if we go ahead and let Jim sign in, so we say Jim Bob 3@gmail, and we give it the password. You'll notice we are brought to our authentication page, which is very straightforward. So we begin by scanning our badge, and immediately after we will press our authenticate button. And we press this, you'll notice we are given a prompt, and as long as we are trying to authenticate now, we can go ahead and proceed. Now what this will do will actually pull the data from the database for the associated user using their email, as well as using local data, including Apple's Face ID and the device's latitude and longitude. So we'll proceed. It's first going to complete the Face ID verification. Meanwhile, in the background, the user's location is being compared to the workplace badge scanner, and this allows the authentication to be completed very rapidly. If either method fails, the authentication will fail and the door won't unlock. In our case here, though, we are physically located at UC, as is the badge scanner that is registered to this user. So let's provide it with a matching face, and you'll notice that we get a successful authentication, which we can also see in the code output here. We see their longitude and latitude. We see the badge scanner longitude and latitude. We see we have a matching face. So this will update the user's authenticated value to 1, as you can see here in the database. And this is the value the door controller will respond to, ultimately resulting in the door unlocking. And after a handful of seconds here, we can refresh and we'll see that the user is no longer authenticated. So as you can see there, it returns to 0, meaning the door returns to its locked state. So all in all, Jim Bob was able to be added to the system and verified with their data. They then have safe and monitored access to the building via GateKeeper authentication. Let's say Jim Bob went home and he wanted to see if he could still access the building, maybe have someone enter for him. Or someone hacks his account and tries to unlock the door from there. So they log in and they're going to authenticate. And what we'll do is we'll click authenticate. We'll give it a matching face. And as you'll notice, we get an authentication failed even with the matching face. Face scan success. It gets the latitude and longitude, but you can notice the device's latitude and longitude does not match that of the badge scanner, which then results in a failed authentication. This would be logged and the user is unable to access the building.